welcome to this week's episode of ClueCon Weekly. Joining us this week is Abbi Minessale, Abbi from SignalWire, and just today is going to be our first episode about the upcoming ClueCon next year. Since we started organizing ClueCon, and we already have dates, and I think there's a sale going on. So thank you, Abigail, for joining us today.
Yes, hi everybody. We're really excited about ClueCon this year because it is our 20th anniversary. Woo! Let me tell you, we've been planning the big 2-0 for a couple years now, so we have some tricks up our sleeve. So we're really excited. It's also the 20th anniversary of FreeSWITCH, so it's a double birthday. So that's really exciting. We're gonna pull out all the stops this year.
So what are the basic information about ClueCon next year? What are the dates, when it's going to be, where?
Yes, so we will be in Chicago, as always. We love the Windy City. And we are back in August again this year. For those of you who know, August is the traditional time for ClueCon. So we're going to be the second week in August. It is August 12th through August 15th. And that's a Monday through a Thursday in Chicago, Illinois. And we are back at the Drake Hotel. For those of you who were here for the this year, the 2023 ClueCon, it's the same hotel that we were at this year. So it will be our second year at the historic Drake Hotel. And it's a really cool hotel. It's right in the middle of everything. And it's very, very old school, very elegant. We went ghost hunting last year. So it's a beautiful, beautiful venue. And I'm looking at the website right now. It is in exactly 264 days.
Wow,
for those of you counting down.
Cool. So I assume there's not list of speakers yet, but what are we looking for speakers this year?
We are looking for you. Not you as in Luca. Well, I'm you too, Luca, but you as in you. So
what makes a speaker for ClueCon? What do you need to be a speaker for ClueCon?
Yeah, so of course, I would say ClueCon is definitely, we say we're for developers by developers, which is very true. We do have more of a technical audience, but that does not mean that your talk has to be overly technical. Our only caveat is we don't like sales pitches. So we want to hear what you're working on, your views on the industry, how you built something. Anything that's not a sales pitch is definitely open for discussion. And then, of course, we're very focused on communications. So it doesn't necessarily have to be telephony or telecom specifically, although we're always big fans of anything that has to do with voice. So anything in the communications industry, if it's a cool project that you've been working on, your thoughts on how the industry is changing. Last year, I talked a lot about AI and how I feel like that's shaping the telecom industry. So I'm sure we'll get a lot of that. But in order to apply to be a speaker, all you have to do is go to ClueCon.com to fill out a speaker submission. You would still be incredibly early, but the earlier the better. So start thinking about it now, what you want to talk about. We've had some really, really cool talks in the past. What was it? Dan Jenkins connected his Lego truck to WebRTC. What did you talked last year, Luca? What did you talk about?
I think last year we went through a few AI strategies, and from the let's say from the pure IT aspect, like how AI works these days through the like behind the scenes, what actually happens. It was quite interesting. Yeah, well, there's been dangerous demos too. Every year we find a way to have dangerous demos, and that's super fun.
Yes, I crashed and burned. Oh, we also have we love to have other open source projects. Kamailio comes all the time. And somebody, I say them as an entity. It's like a few different, like Fred Posner has come, Daniel Constantine Murla, and given updates on Kamailio. We've had all kinds of different people. So if you're in the communication space at all, this is definitely a good space for you.
We've had many.
OpenSips. Yeah. What did you say?
Lorenzo Miniero from Janus.
Oh yes. If you're watching, I hope to see you this year.
We have a Chicago pizza ready for you, Lorenzo, if you're watching. So now it's not going to
deep dish. Deep dish pizza is just a casserole. That's my hot take.
Yeah, well,
I don't like it.
I'm Italian, so I'll plead the fifth and just not.
That's smart. You are on the record right now.
Yeah, so I'll just say yes. I'm good with it. I'm good if other people have it. Let's say, put it that way. I'm pretty libertarian about pizza. I'm happy if you like it.
This is not what you enjoy is none of my business, even if you're wrong.
I didn't say that. Cool. Well, and of course, you can stay at the hotel, and I think there's a special rate available, right?
Yeah, so right now, we are actually running an early bird special. And for those of you watching, I can give you some insider information. This is the lowest ticketing price that you'll get for this year. So if you know that you're going to be at ClueCon, now is the best time to get that ticket. It's the cheapest that it's going to be. So that early bird special, snag it. You have until February. But if you're anything like me, I know it's easy to procrastinate, especially during the holidays. So don't put it off until February. I know it's the holidays. You can wait until after Thanksgiving if you insist. But if you know that you're going to be going to ClueCon, now is the best time to grab that ticket. And then, of course, you don't have to stay at the hotel, like Luca was saying, but there is the ticket is a lot cheaper if you do. But both tickets are available at ClueCon.com. And tickets right now are, I don't know what percent they are off. They are, I'm looking right now, $600 right now for a ticket. So definitely snag that.
Well, I was looking, going back to speakers. Over the years, we've added from a pure developer conference, we've added speakers from all sorts of trades, and we've started talking about funding. We've had panels about venture capital. So even if you are from that world, in fact, especially if you aren't from that world, it's always interesting. So come join us. Let us know what your how it works in the world of VC capital investment. It's always very important to learn stuff
Yeah,
like how to fund
especially
your project. It's very, very important, and I think it's becoming more relevant as things go forward, as the industry is moving towards things that are more expensive to implement. Looking at you, AI.
good point. And I feel like there's been a shift where you don't necessarily have to be in like Palo Alto in order to get like startup funding and do all the VC rounds. Things have been shifting more remote, and we've been investing a lot more in technology, I feel. So it's always a good thing to talk about. Especially we don't like to gatekeep at ClueCon. That's one of our core values is sharing knowledge and sharing information. So we're not the only ones with, experience there. There's lots of people who show up who have lots of insider secrets that we don't know. So it's a great place to learn from each other. Especially, we always say the hallway talk is the best part of ClueCon. We have really awesome speakers too, of course, but it's those things that you learn during the networking events and in between talks, and when you sit down at lunch with someone you've never met and you are discussing somebody's talk. That's really when the light bulbs click, I feel like.
Just running into someone in the hallway sometimes is the best. The best thing you can do. Well, I have to say, many people know me from before SignalWire. I was running a consulting company, and two of my employees at the time I met at ClueCon. Literally just
really
walking around. Yeah, over the years, I picked up a couple. Now one of them is at Vonage, and one of them works at a large insurance company. But at the time, and we just met at ClueCon. Like, it's even if you're looking to someone to hire, come take a look, come meet people. There's a lot of independent developers. There's a lot of people who know how to build things, and don't discount that, given that it's so hard to hire for everybody right now, because we need people, and there's more demand than availability, for sure.
I know that is true. I would say like the smartest people I've ever met are at ClueCon. It's there's a lot of smart people there. So we've definitely hired some people in the past that we met at ClueCon. Yeah, if you're looking to hire someone, it's a great place.
In fact, I'll say this:
Which
if
one?
you have ever started a company at ClueCon, let us know. Like,
I know there's a few. Oh my gosh, I know there's a couple.
we need to find out who they are. Like anybody who started a company after meeting a ClueCon or something like that, please reach out. Super happy to feature you and
Yeah,
hear your
come
story.
talk on ClueCon Weekly and tell us the story. That would be amazing. We'll write a blog about you. Yeah, let us know.
Yeah,
You can
sounds
find us
great.
at signalwire.community, our Slack channel. Like, come reach out or message us. Click that, click the comments.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be fun. I mean, it's let's do it. In fact, it's let's look for. So, and again, if you have started a company, ClueCon, if you hired someone, you started a product or whatever, let us know, and we're super happy to hear it because it's gonna be fun for sure.
Yeah, I think it's really important. For I guess I never properly introduced myself. So I am the engagement marketing manager here at SignalWire. So I am in charge of making sure that our community thrives and that we are giving the community the resources that they need. And so we want to make sure that we're providing value to our community, you know, and ClueCon is a big part of that. So we would love to hear that story. And any feedback you have too, reach out to us. That would be to be super helpful.
Speaking of things that happen at ClueCon, we have a lot of activities that are outside of just listening to talks. So, can you tell us a few stories about past editions?
Oh yes. I'm biased. So a lot of feedback we get is that the hallway conversation is the best part of ClueCon. To me, the best part of ClueCon is our networking events. And I've been to I am biased. So we'll get that out of the way right now. I've been to many, many ClueCons. But I think we have the coolest networking events. We have a networking event every single day, which is great because the whole point of a conference is to meet other people, right? And to really connect with them. And while sitting there and listening to talks is really interesting, it helps you learn. And hallway conversations are great too. My favorite part is the activities. So
Yeah.
last year, what did we do? We have the gigabit reception, which we have every year. And that's more of a, you know, a traditional reception. We've got like a bar downstairs in our conference venue. And we will do a theme often. We were in the Drake Hotel, which is Prohibition era, especially Chicago's known for the Prohibition era. So we had a speakeasy this year theme. We had a piano player there, like a dueling piano style piano player playing music in a bar and different games all around. And that was a ton of fun. We went to Giordano's, which is again the deep dish pizza. I don't think we had any deep dish pizza, but it's a very famous pizza place in Chicago. So we all went and got Giordano's. And some of us were smart and Ubered there. I walked and I got caught in the pouring rain. So we showed up to Giordano's soaking wet,
Well,
just
that's part of it.
dripping. We always have karaoke. We love karaoke at ClueCon. Even if you just like to watch, you don't like to participate. People will bring like their guitars, jam out on their guitars. Those are always a big favorite of mine. Are those activities? We also had casino night this year. We started it a couple years ago. I think the first ClueCon after the pandemic, we had a poker night and we weren't sure if people would like it or not. We thought it would be something fun to try. And it went over really well. And I actually learned how to play poker at that event. And I'm pretty good at it. I won our table, but I got second place in the group tournament.
I
So
remember that. Yeah.
I have where did it go? Actually, is this it? I won this book.
Yeah.
Phil Gordon hosted our poker night because he's a very successful poker player, and so I won this signed copy of his book.
Wow.
Last year I didn't do as well. That's why I'm not bragging about last year.
So that means next year you're going to be even better at poker. So it's going to be harder to beat you because you have the book now.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. There was also other games too. I think we had roulette and something else. I was too busy at poker. But that's always a ton of fun. It's everyone there like teaches you how to play. And it's not for keeps, it's just for fun. We may throw a couple raffle tickets in the pot.
I think it was dice. So craps, I think the game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I mainly played poker, but I'm usually better at poker than what I usually get out of ClueCon. I don't know why every year at ClueCon I end up just flunking out pretty early. I probably don't play as tight as I should. So
yeah, we're too busy chit chatting. We're not paying attention.
Next year I'm coming for you.
Sit at my table, or are you saying you, as in the people?
You.
Watch out.
Cool.
Activities. We've also got the coder games. We could talk about the coder games. The coder games is my second. I have a lot of favorites.
That's all great.
So the coder games is our version of a hackathon. And so it's a little bit non-traditional. So I feel like a traditional hackathon, I think like you're in one room for 13 hours straight, and then you take a 2-hour nap and you start again and you build like a mind-blowing project and like change the world, and you have 24 hours to do it. You stay up all night drinking monsters, and then you like pitch your idea. Those are very fun, but that's not how we do it at ClueCon, because our goal at ClueCon is for people to connect with each other and get to know each other. So we try to think, how can we get people to have fun? And it's the first day of the conference. It's on Monday. And we're like, nobody knows each other, right? Or some people already know each other, but we always have new faces. So like, how do we get people to meet new people? So that's how we came up with the coder games. So we have 3 different challenges ranging from traditional to non-traditional. So we have the FreeCycled Hacks Challenge, which is where you build something out of everyday household materials. So no coding required, but engineering skills help a little bit. Either that, or if you're good with a glue gun. So this year we had a balcony at the Drake Hotel, so we did an egg drop. And that was really, really popular. So we did a traditional egg drop, and I think we had like 30 entries or something like that. And of course, the goal is not to break the egg. And we saw some crazy things. People get really creative, which is my favorite part. James Bodie, literally, he took the egg and put it in a cup with a string, and he just like fished it to the bottom. I think he got a prize for that and for being like the sassiest.
I really need to find the time to come join the FreeCycle Hacks activity.
It's
because
fun.
every year I've been to ClueCon 12 times if I'm not mistaken, and I never done it because I was always doing something else. Before, when I was coming as a visitor, just or a speaker, mostly a speaker, frankly. I've spoken at ClueCon like 10 times too. And I was always doing something like working on my speech, because my tradition is to finish my speech a couple hours before the actual time.
You're in good company.
And yeah, so I'm usually working on that, and I really want to do it. Like, you don't let me play in the coder game, so might as well just do it.
You should. That's like a lot of people's favorite. It's really fun. I feel like because you don't have to worry about it working on time, right? Like you could just be creative, and it's something you don't get to do a lot, especially as, like a professional and, as an adult. There's not a lot of time to just glue popsicle sticks together. So it's really fun. People get a little rowdy. I think I forgot his name. Oh my gosh. Reach out if you're watching this, but somebody's egg cracked and he poured it on his head, the egg. Let's see. We also have a more traditional, like techie hackathon challenge. It's more IoT based. So we call that the Maker Challenge. And we've done some crazy things. Last year we did
incredible stuff in that challenge. It's just
what?
We've seen some incredible stuff in that challenge, including including stuff that included either FreeSWITCH or SignalWire in the mix, which is really awesome.
That is true. What was the challenge last year? To incorporate, SignalWire with an Arduino board. Yes, that's what it was. And a group made this really cool like mailbox that sends you a fax of the picture of the person who opened it.
It's nice.
It was awesome.
A few years ago, I had built a robot car, and I was having people navigate the car via SMS through SignalWire.
That was so cool.
Someone, Michael Juris, wrote a script that was just sending wrong messages to it, so it will just spin in circles. It got nowhere.
So rude. Oh yeah, you would text it like forward, and it would go forward.
Exactly.
And then for the dangerous demos, they taped a knife to it, and then challenged every.
What?
These are the crazy things that happen at ClueCon. They taped a knife to the car and told everyone to text it like forward, back, left, right, and try to get the car to stab them.
So you got stabbed in the shin if you went the wrong way.
That's where the danger came in.
Yeah. Have we ever had a literal crash and burn? Like, has something actual caught fire? I think it has happened once or twice.
I know one year, a few years ago, somebody, I think it was Len, or maybe it wasn't. Was it the OpenSips guy? Forgive me, I can't remember who did it, but they hooked up, I think it was FreeSWITCH to a Raspberry Pi, and then covered it in bubble wrap, and then made a phone call, and then had everybody like hit the Raspberry Pi, and Michael Jarris tried to light it on fire. I do remember that.
Well,
I don't think he was successful though.
Why is it always him?
He's a troublemaker.
We'll get him to do a demo this year.
What?
We'll get Mike to do a demo this year so we can help him.
You can light his on fire.
Yep. Cool. Well, Abby, thank you very much for joining us today. It was it's always a pleasure to go over ClueCon. So can you just go over the main information again before?
Yeah, of course. So let's see. We are. Let me make sure I have it right. August 12th through the 15th, 2024. Early bird registration is right now. It's Monday. It's a Monday through a Thursday, but I don't think I said this earlier. You don't have to come to all 4 days. Obviously, we want you there all 4 days, but you'll still find value if you can only come Wednesday through Thursday. Just Tuesday. We know people are really busy. Of course, we would love to have you the entire time. You'll have more fun that way, but don't feel pressured to be there the entire time. Early bird special is until February. You can get your tickets at ClueCon.com. And then we also have, let's see, for those of you who use FreeSWITCH, I just wanted to give a shout out. So we actually have a special FreeSWITCH Advantage promo that we are giving to our community. So for those of you who need a little bit of extra support, maybe you need an enterprise grade solution, FreeSWITCH Advantage would be the solution for you. Of course, FreeSWITCH will always be open source, but we know a lot of people out there, their businesses are built on FreeSWITCH and they need a little bit more expert troubleshooting and deployment assistance, priority bug fixes. So you're the perfect candidate for FreeSWITCH Advantage. So your 13th month is free when you sign up for 12 months. And your 25th, 26th, and 27th months are free when you purchase 24 months. So if you get a 1-year contract, you get 1 month free. And if you get a 2-year contract, you get 3 months free. And you can learn more about that on our community site or at our website, freeswitch.com. So just wanted to give a shout out to the community and make sure you knew about that opportunity. Again, signalwire.community is also where our FreeSWITCH community is. So if you ever have any questions or you want to talk about ClueCon, we have a ClueCon channel in there on the Slack channel. Tag me, say hi. And let us know, yeah, if you have any good ClueCon stories, we'd love to have you on. And
Yeah, it will be at the perfect time. This is the 20th anniversary. Having stories from those 20 years would be just.
Yeah, that would be amazing. We would love to highlight that.
Yep.
I think that's everything.
Right.
Start planning your speaker submission because it sneaks up on you. I'll be submitting. Yeah, now's the perfect time to get a ticket. And I can't wait to see everybody. This is going to be the best year ever. We've got all kinds of goofy things planned. We're going to have a really good time. This one's one for the books. So I know there's some faces who have been a little bit busy, but I hope to see you guys this year because this is going to be the best one yet. I say that every year, but this one really will be the best one yet.
Well, it is an anniversary, so it's always special. Cool. So, Abbi, thank you very much for joining us today. Abbi Minessale, community manager at Second Wire, and a few other things, and a longtime friend of ClueCon. I think you essentially grew up at ClueCon, so
yeah. I remember my first job ever was the Texas Roadhouse, and then my second job ever was teaching theater, and my third job was part-time writing blogs for FreeSWITCH. And I've been around since even before then. I remember I used to come. When was my first ClueCon ever? I couldn't care less about ClueCon. I was just excited to be in Chicago. I was like 12. I just wanted to see like the Chicago musicals in Chicago. But yeah, I've been around for at least like 10 of them. I think you definitely have me beat, but I'm right behind you. It's been amazing to see it grow. Like our community is really, really grown, and we've seen a lot of success in the community, and so happy for everybody. And it's great to be able to get together every year, especially as the landscape of telecom changes. You know, back in the day, everyone used to be in a room just like this and shooting the shit all day, working on their code. Things have changed a lot. I just feel like in the culture, but they've all changed towards positive, and I'm glad we still have that opportunity to get together and hear about what everyone's working on and share knowledge and share mistakes and pitfalls and what's going on in everybody's lives, their person, what they like to do for fun. It's awesome. So I cannot wait.
Yep, really looking forward to this. Great. So again, thank you very much for joining us today.
Anytime.
And see you at ClueCon.
Yes. 200. Wait, how many days is it? 264 days.
That's the number that matters. We don't care about how many days to Christmas or something like that.
Who cares?
How many days to ClueCon is what
That's
matters.
my holiday. It's like a pilgrimage every year.
Yep. Cool. So thank you very much. And for the rest of people, I'll see you next week. Goodbye.